Well, hello, Wilmington. Hello, Cape Fear. Let's give Representative Susie Hamilton another hand. She was terrific. Let me say first how glad I am to be here. I want to thank the president of this community college, Amanda Lee. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Bill Sappho. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Margaret Hayes, who was a Hillary delegate before it was cool. I want to thank those who've been on the program. Thank you, Nick Rhodes, for what you said and for your service to our country. Thank you, Morgan Meyer, for the preds. Thank you, Travis Riley, for the pitch. And especially thank you, Bishop Utley, for the invocation. First of all, has this been a weird election or what? There's a reason for that. Well, you don't have to worry because your candidate doesn't pay taxes. And my candidate has paid 40% of our income in taxes for 15 years. And given her own money away. And given no tax-exempt money to political candidates that drop lawsuits. Look, you should give this guy a hand. He's had a very bad 2 weeks here. I mean, they're having to live with a lot of bad stuff, and they've been told to... Oh, give him a hand, give him a hand. No. Don't boo them. Don't behave like them. Give him a hand. All I know is, wait. When you don't have the facts on your side, scream. It's the only time in 50 years when I was president when all of us had our incomes go up. So let's talk about that. I believe, but don't boo them. Don't. Let me tell you what did the president say the other day? Don't boo vote. And vote early. Look, let's begin with something real. This part of your state took a real licking in that terrible hurricane. People lost their lives, they lost their livelihoods, there was a lot of damage done. There'll be a lot of repair work to be done. But I hope that as a result of your presence here today, you can see that this is important, this election. And believe it or not, even things like emergency help for people after natural disasters may be on the line here. And one thing you won't have to worry about with Hillary as president is somebody that'll have your back when you're in need and you need to start again. Well, let me get back to where I was. I just proved what a weird election it was. All over the world, there is widespread anger and frustration in the aftermath of that financial crash 8 years ago because it has had a very long tail. Until last year, when incomes finally rose for all groups of Americans, most Americans were living on about what they were making when I left office. First, in 2001, we went back to trickle-down economics, and then we had the crash. Now, it's a good thing to want change and progress, But you have to ask yourself what kind. This is a change election. What you have to decide is what kind you want. And let me just start by saying, you know what stronger together really means? Here, this is a good way to say it. Stronger together means America would work better and the world would work better and every state and community would work better if it operated like this community college. You think about it. It's open to everybody, affordable, nobody cares what your race, your religion, your sexual orientation is. It's flexible, it changes curriculum to meet the needs of the evolving economy. You keep score the old-fashioned way till your people get degrees, and once they get degrees, they get decent jobs. Go figure. And yet so often in our political system, it just becomes a screaming match. So let's begin with this. America, contrary, this is one thing you have to say. Do you think things look bad or good for America? Hillary's opponents says it looks bad. Hillary says we have challenges, but it looks good. And let's look at the facts here. In spite of everything, the United States is outperforming every other big economy on earth. And I'll make you a prediction. I bet you within 5 years, almost every economist will give the president better grades for his management of the economy than some of them do in this political season. And I'd like to explain why. I mean, I know it's not fashionable anymore, but I really do like facts. And I love community colleges. I was the first president to ever give a commencement speech at a community college when I was in office. I really do believe the country would work better if it operated like community colleges. That's what stronger together means. So let's look at America as compared with the rest of the world. First, we have the youngest, most diverse workforce of any big economy. Second, we have the best system of education and training in the world, including higher education. We just need to make sure we redignify skills training and prepare people for jobs that don't require four-year degrees but do pay higher than average incomes. And then we need to make four-year educations affordable for everyone, and the debt that's already been run up needs to be made manageable. Then, look what else we've got. We rank first or second in the world in our ability to generate electricity from the sun and the wind and other clean resources, which means we can fight back rising sea levels and other bad consequences of climate change and create millions of jobs at the same time if we do it in the right way. We have an enormous amount of built-up capital which needs to be released not on Wall Street to risk Main Street again, but to grow the economy from the bottom up and the middle out by rekindling small business lending and small business startups. So we're in pretty good shape here. I flew over some beautiful farmland when I was here. There'll soon be 9 billion people on the planet. Countries that can produce a surplus of food can help other people to eat and live and make their own way in life and earn a decent return doing it. You could just go on and on and on. The truth is, if I were really young and I got one of those magic lanterns and a genie came out and said, you can live wherever you want to 40 years from now, but you have to decide right now. I'd pick the United States in a heartbeat. We are the best positioned country in the world for the future. So what are the problems? Number one, we've got to raise incomes again for everybody. We need shared prosperity. We do need to grow together. And we need to give everybody equal opportunity to participate in it. We need to go to areas like small towns and rural areas in eastern North Carolina that have been left out and left behind, coal country, Indian country, other places, and get real investment there to give people there a chance to begin again and build their own new economy. These are the kinds of things we need to do. We need to live together. We need to stop all this fighting over our differences and build a common American community. And with the legitimate security challenges that exist, we need to cooperate with our friends, not pat our adversaries on the back who are busy hacking our computers in America. We are stronger together. So what does that mean in practical terms? Let's just take the economy. Hillary says, first thing we've got to do is create more good jobs that will raise incomes. So she recommended a plan which focuses on a major national investment in infrastructure, because when you put that down, all those jobs are made in America and they all pay well. And it's more than roads and bridges and ports and airports and seaports and railways, although that counts. It's other things too. There are still 5 million children who go to school every day and get a homework assignment that they need to get on the internet to complete, and they can't do it. If we had a universal, affordable, rapid broadband, all American children could have access to equal information. And it would create a lot of jobs. And it helped a lot of these rural areas economically. Flint, Michigan got a lot of publicity for the scandalous way that their water system was neglected. Those old rusty pipes gave a lot of children elevated lead levels in their blood, but it is by no means the only place in America where our children have elevated lead levels in their blood because they got rusty pipes. If you took and my candidate has paid 40% of our income in taxes for 50. Thank the president of this community college, Amanda Lee. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Bill Sappho. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Margaret Hayes, who was a Hillary delegate before it was cool. I want to thank those who've been on the program. Thank you, Nick Rhodes, for what. There's a reason for that. Yeah. Well, you don't have to worry because your candidate doesn't pay taxes. Well, hello, Wilmington. Hello, Cape Fear. Let's give Representative Susie Hamilton another hand. She was terrific. Let me say first how glad I am to be here. I want to what you said and for your service to our country. Thank you, Morgan Meyer, for the pledge. Thank you, Travis Riley, for the pitch. And especially thank you, Bishop Utley, for the invocation. First of all, has this been a weird election or what?